A truck belonging to Google pulls up at the Stanford University Library near San Francisco just before 9 in the morning. It's loaded with books that Google checked out and is now returning after having scanned them so they can be uploaded onto a computer. Once the truck is empty, library workers load it up again with more books to digitize. Google Books Director Daniel Clancy says the company's goal is to scan up to 40 million books.
Google said our mission is to organize all the world's information.
In addition to Stanford, the University of California in Berkeley and the University of Michigan have signed agreements authorizing Google to scan their books. Stanford librarian Michael Keller says the initiative can give new life to obscure books.
What happens when you digitize these books and make them accessible on the net is that they get a lot more use. People can find the stuff. 10 times more use than formerly was recorded.
Silicon Valley attorney Gary Reback represents the Open Book Alliance, whose members include Microsoft and Amazon.com. He warns even though Google may start out not charging for access to what it digitizes, it may eventually impose big fees to use its online library.
It's not a public library, it's a private library. And it's being run for profit, big profits. Google is going to charge university scholars, ordinary people, even school children, to get access to books that Google copied.
Digitizing current books whose copyright holders are known is not in dispute. Neither is digitizing older books whose copyrights have expired. Problems arise over digitizing so-called orphan books, books that are out of print and still under copyright, but the current holder of that copyright is unknown. Selling digital copies of those books could become profitable, and there are questions over who will get those profits. Google insists the project is about more than money.
Google hopes to benefit from it by improving our search, and we expect that we will make some money as we sell the books. But the motivation is not the money we're going to make from selling books.
Meanwhile, Google continues scanning truckloads of books at a time. Hearings on the legal issues involved are scheduled in front of a federal judge in February. Rachel Silverman for VOA News, San Francisco.
Hi, we are Tao and Yannan. Today we will talk a little bit about the Google Book Settlement. In the explosion of internet, music websites, and YouTube channel, while books are being endangered of losing readers, Google brought up a project called Google Book Library Project. It has a big ambition that every people can access to information all over the world without getting out of home.
The Google Library Project is a part of Google Search and is available at book.google.com. There are two parts of the project. The first one is publisher and author give Google right to scan some part of their work, so reader can read first page and decide whether to buy or not. Actually, it harms the market for publisher and author, and they have more opportunity to be famous.
But the second part is more controversial, because the scanned information may become keywords in searching for some words that publishers and authors don't want to publish. To show this, Google allows them to fill in an opt-out list of books that they don't want to share.
There are two opposite arguments about this project against the physical library. Some believe that it will discourage people from coming to and borrowing books in big library, while they can read on book at home inconvenient. However, others feel the project is a great revolution of digital library collection and is helpful in education.
Later, Google claimed that it would pay some proportion cash to publishers and authors to buy rights to publish the works and post advertisements on pages as well. In 2009, some organizations like Microsoft, Yahoo, and Amazon oppose this library project, but Sony still supports it. Library project may make Google to become a de facto monopoly that other companies can hardly follow. So, there are certainly many questions raised by concerned people. Today, this guide will help us to answer those questions. Okay, in your opinion, which groups are harmed by this project? Do you have any suggestion or solution to lessen this harm?
Yes, in my point of view, there are two main groups harmed by this project. One is publisher, and the other is the author. And I have some suggestion that they should, for Google, they should give monetary compensation to the book publisher, and then they could pass on the earning to the author. A fair payment structure would have to be worked out between Google and the publisher of the copyrighted book being indexed.
So why are Google pursuing this project? What is its benefits?
Yes, as you know, the main goal of Google is to make digital library, and they want to increase their trust. Also, they want to have more advertisement. Last but not least, they want to dominate the market. Yes.
It's interesting. If you are a librarian, would you support this project? Why and why not?
Yes, it's an interesting question. If I was a librarian, I wouldn't support this project because it poses a threat to the existence of physical library. And physical library is where I work, and I want to I make acquaintance to it, and I want to feel more, that it's they are like my family, one part of my family, so I want to, yes.
Okay. Some firms like Amazon, Yahoo, Microsoft oppose the library project, while some firms like Sony still support it. What do you think about this?
Yes, it is easily to understand because for Amazon, Yahoo, or Microsoft, Google is a trade. The settlement will grant Google the exclusive rights to sell out the print work that remain copyright. But for Sony, through an agreement with Google, they gain access to more than 500,000 ebook titles for their readers. Sony are looking to challenge Kindle sale with a version of their ebook reader, the daily edition, that can download titles within a one connection.
Do you think that the library project will result in a de facto monopoly? There will be some other competitors?
Yes, from my point of view, I think that Google will be the de facto. Yes, from my point of view, Google will be the factor monopoly because the settlement allows Google to sell a copy of work that no other organization in US can sell. They are so-called orphan works. Google will be allowed to separate more on it, inclusion with publisher. It will give Google no effective competition in this way. Yes.
Thank you for your sharing. In brief, creativity and courage are two important things to success in business. The new one is always a difficult one. If you are the first to implement it, you will have a big advantage. In short run and even in long run, when your rivals have to give up a lot of effort to catch up. This advantage will enable you to earn much more profit. So if you intend to start up a project, dare to try new ideas and pursuing them. Thank you. This is the end of our presentation.